They had some valuable stuff back in there.
Yeah, I know so many stories on some of them, I wish I did.
We are going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. And Tara, would you do roll call, please?
Brent Cutler, Jerry Fawcett,
Yes.
Walt Minnick,
Yes.
Minnie Job,
Yes.
Craig Hensonski.
Here.
Let's stand for Pledge of Allegiance and a prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear Heavenly Father, as we are here this evening, we just want to thank you for letting each and every one of us make it safely this evening. And we ask that you guide, direct us to help make better decisions for the town of Kirklin. And we ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Our first item is we have a public hearing. It's an intention to apply for the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs for a stormwater planning grant. So we have to just let that, we have to ask questions if they have questions for a hearing? Or?
Yeah, it's open.
So if anybody has questions on it, okay.
You guys did one before in the first submittal, but this is,
So this is the
stormwater only.
This is just the stormwater portion, yes. Anybody have questions or? Okay.
Then you just close.
We're gonna close the hearing.
Yep.
And we're gonna move on to our resolution that is in our packet. The resolution is only signed by Tara and me for the town council president.
So you ought to vote on it.
Yeah, we have to vote on it. The resolution is 2025-11-1. A resolution of the town council of the town of Kirklin, Indiana, authorizing the submittal of the PL grant application to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs and addressing related matters. Let me go ahead and read all of it, or is this one page, or?
Yeah, go ahead and read it, I guess.
Whereas the Council of the Town of Kirkland, Indiana recognizes the need to stimulate growth and to maintain a sound economy within its corporate limits, and whereas the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974, as amended, authorizes the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs to provide grants to local units of government to meet the housing and community development needs of low and moderate income persons. And whereas the town of Kirkland, Indiana has conducted or will conduct public hearings prior to the submission of an application to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs and public hearing to access the housing, public facilities, and economic needs of its low and moderate income residents. Now therefore be resolved by the Town Council of Kirkland, Indiana, that the Town Council President is authorized to prepare and submit an application for grant funding to address a study to evaluate the stormwater utility system and to execute and administer a result grant, including, I should have got my glasses, requisite general administration and project management contracts and agreements pursuant to regulations of the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs and the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. The second item, the town of Kirkland, Indiana hereby commits and, is that requisite?
Requisite.
Requisite, I'm trying to see this pretty good. Local funds in the amount of $5,000 in form of cash from the town's stormwater utility funds. These funds will be used as matching funds for said program. Such comment to be contingent upon receipt of WDW funding from the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs. And then it's adopted by the Town Council of the town of Kirkland, Indiana, this 10th day of November, 2025. Does anybody want to entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion that we adopt it.
I'll second it.
We adopt resolution 2025.
Resolution 2025-11-1.
So Walt made a motion and Craig had a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. The motion carries.
And then with that is also the CDBG signature page that Mindy and Jay signs. So Mindy, you'll sign page 2 and Jay will sign page 3.
Just stay right.
Just Mindy and Jay. And then I have a head disclosures.
Am I the first one?
You're the yeah, page 2 and then Jay is page 3.
Okay.
And again, you guys sign these the first time around, it's just to submit it again. Trying to get some funds.
I know I just forget what we do. Jay, you're the third page on that one. So, are we, I can't remember with Amy, were we applying on the fourth quarter again? Is that when we're submitting this other one, or?
Yeah, did she tell you when it was gonna be submitted? Is
I
it
forget.
in the January?
It's pretty soon, yeah.
Or that's when they award them in
I
January?
think that's when the award.
Yeah, I'll be sending it to her
We're-
tomorrow,
we're-
so.
We're up against a really tight schedule. So
Yeah,
that's
I
why
don't
we're-
feel like it's gonna be
Okay.
that long till she gets everything. Cause you know, she does her paperwork on her end.
Billy, I'm certifying that we've done all the required site control activities completed respective to the legal interest, to the interest of all interest in the real property. But we're not gonna be doing anything on, people's private property, are we?
No,
Then I sign.
Okay.
Because if we were, we'd have to go out and do get the appraisals and stuff like that, do
No.
title work, if we were going to be getting easements across people's property to put down, to do ditching and put in.
Just for the planning grant, I would say no, but who knows if they get a planning grant, what,
Yeah, we may have to do title work
depends on what they find,
yeah.
yeah.
The way I hope we do, because that means we've made some progress.
Yes, that means we got a
Yeah.
planning grant.
now it's just a planning study to see what needs to be done.
That's right.
and all
Right, and the
that.
first time around, you guys, remember, when Amy was here, Okra required 2 enterprises with it, so you guys had to pair stormwater with either water or sewer. Well, we have a sewer project that just finished up, and water's fine, so it was hard determining which one you guys wanted to put it with. And we all felt it was kind of a waste because we didn't need water or sewer right now. Well, they changed it since then, so now that you can go for a planning grant for just one enterprise, just stormwater only. They did not give any stormwater planning grants though this past round, so we're not the only ones that got denied. So we just keep trying.
Okay, we're ready to move to our next item, and on our in our packet information, Tara had 3 meeting minutes that we've done. Did you guys have any changes or any corrections on any of the meeting minutes that she submitted? Any changes or anything? Does anybody want to entertain a motion to pass all 3, or?
I'll make a motion to pass all 3 of them.
I second.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. And we have no new business tonight.
That was the first, I think I've not seen any new business.
And starting our old business, we are gonna do a second reading regarding our East Jefferson Street annexation, and that's ordinance number 2025-9-4.
Now I can either read the whole thing for you guys since she doesn't have her glasses, or you guys can read by title only. Although with one missing, is that okay?
Yeah,
We already read it though. Did we read it the last meeting or?
Did you read the whole thing or did you go by
I don't
title
remember.
only?
I don't remember if we read all of it or not.
you can do it by title only.
Okay.
Yeah, I make a motion that we, do we suspend the rules to read by title?
Not yet.
We
You just move to,
read by title only for second reading.
yeah.
Okay, I make a motion to read by title only for the second reading.
A second.
An ordinance annexing certain territory to the town of Kirklin, Indiana, placing the same within corporate boundaries thereof, and making the same a part of the town of Kirklin, Indiana. Ordinance 2025-9-4. So I made the motion, and who did the second?
Second.
Jerry did, okay. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. And now do I go ahead, are we done now?
You're done.
So we have to do another one, okay.
Do they have to like now vote on to pass it though?
No,
Oh,
we're done.
no, I'm sorry, I
That's
thought
what
you
I
did.
meant.
No, I thought you were voting to pass it.
She was,
Oh, that was voting on title only, oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, yeah, so
Okay.
now you gotta move to, somebody needs to move to pass it on second reading. Second and final reading.
I'll make a motion to pass it on a second and final reading.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second by Craig. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
I will get it sent in to
Thank you, Jane.
the appropriate people. And you all five need to, or four, need to sign this.
I'll yell at them while you guys start signing.
Gives us the look.
Retarded.
You're up next.
Are we officially up?
Yeah, I was just. Okay.
I'll need to take that and get it recorded for you.
The next item is, the bridge, and I think Dave Harness was gonna start, I
Yes.
think, okay.
We basically, received the construction lease and management agreement. I think you'll have a copy of that. That was, the last revision. Jay provided that. And, we've gone through and had some last minute changes and things like that we'd like to see. I can run through real quick. I'll make a document for everyone. I don't expect everyone to make these edits here, but at least some of them are big items, so,
Okay.
of discussion. And I'll try to use the same. If you have that document in front of you, you can follow along.
You have my copy, that's the copy.
Under the first, it's separated, it's one document, it's
Jay, do you have a
separated.
copy of it?
I
I
didn't bring it with me
I
tonight.
got, he
I
had a
have
copy
one
Dave
more.
gave me.
Somebody want one more?
It's broken out between construction and the lease. Construction, item 1, 2, 3, we don't have any issue with. 4, I know Jay, you wrote this, the last sentence of section 4, that's the discussion about the additional upgraded electrical service. we had estimated right now approximately 30,000. The last sentence says the town shall pay an amount not to exceed 30,000 towards the cost of the upgraded electrical service. Someone could read that and say, well, zero doesn't exceed $30,000. So I didn't know if there's any additional verbiage that's needed there to clarify that, or not, or if you think that's sufficient.
Well, I mean, if it comes in at 30,500, you would have 500 of it.
Right, but does it also mean that we'd have 30,000?
If the cost comes in at 29, the
29.
town pays 29.
Okay. I
Yeah,
just wanna make sure. I
yeah.
know that's what you meant, but another attorney could read this and probably,
No, I don't think so. On that, not to exceed is pretty common language in.
Okay, it was the "and" amount that scared us.
yeah.
Zero's
not to
an amount.
exceed. Okay.
Actually, he's got a point there on the verbiage. The sentence is actually incorrectly written. What it says now is the town shall to pay an amount not to exceed 30,000 towards.
But the two should not be there.
It should say the town shall pay an amount not to exceed.
Yes.
Yes.
30,000.
Okay.
And maybe add, but not more than what it costs either.
Right.
Right.
And so I know that was the intent, I just wanna make sure we're all on the same page with that.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the construction document, that was quick. The next section is the lease, which starts with item 5. Midway through, there's a discussion, the sentence starts, the party agrees that the bridge shall have the right to take possession of the site and commence construction no earlier than Monday after the June 2026 Kirk's Crossing Festival. We'd like to amend that and say the parties agree that the bridge shall have the right to take possession of the site and commence construction, which shall not negatively impact the Kirk's Crossing Festival. In other words, it takes 2026 out of the equation, and it also doesn't discuss before or after any given Kirk's Crossing. Basically, we agree not to impact Kirk's Crossing negatively at all.
I think that's reasonable to allow you guys to start earlier, if you could. Is that what you're aiming for?
Whether it's earlier or even later, it just gives us more flexibility with the understanding that we're not gonna it's not gonna be torn down or halfway constructed during Kirk's Crossing. So that's just one thing there. Again, I'll make that edit so you can review that. Item 6, insurance is fine. Item 7, I think I've got the right number, yeah, maintenance and repair. The bridge shall be responsible for snow removal, this is the middle paragraph, from the sidewalks and entryways servicing the neighborhood center. When the building is scheduled for use, I'd like to add the words by the bridge. Because otherwise it would mean for any use for anybody that the bridge would be required to go and shovel the sidewalks. So we'd like to add by the bridge. And then similarly, the next sentence, the bridge shall be responsible for the removal of, we'd like to insert the word their, T-H-E-I-R, refuse from the neighborhood center, not including concession area. So basically, if we use the facility, generate the trash, we'll take it out. Okay, so minor things. Utilities is discussed in section 14. Signage and security seems to be another, I don't know if you meant to have it in both sections, but that's fine. They seem to be
It's very similar to 3, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's an agreement. There's no issue. I didn't know if it needed to be in both places, but that's fine. 10, use of the neighborhood center and scheduling the use of the pavilion. There's some, again, very minor. The bridge and its representatives and volunteers shall not be allowed to access the park beyond the park gates with vehicles. Right now it has a period. We'd like to add without prior authorization. So if there's some type of event where we have to get a vehicle back, we would get with the town and coordinate that, but not running, freely back there. 11, use and scheduling. Stop me if you want to discuss it or questions. I'm trying to get through it as fast as I can. 11, use and scheduling and scheduling use of neighborhood center shall be available without charge, and then it lists local civic clubs, 4-H clubs. There's a parenthetical statement, except for a fee for utilities, and that, I'll just say we take exception to that because we take exception to item 14, but we'll get to that later. As that sentence continues, and other charitable and religious organizations located or operating, and we discussed this during a previous meeting, we'd like to change this to operating in Kirklin and Sugar Creek townships, period. Before it said operating in Kirklin, and I think maybe surrounding.
Sorry, I think it said in the Kirkland
In the
area.
Kirkland area, which was, we thought was a little bit ambiguous. You know, Frankfurt or Sheridan said, well, we're in the Kirkland area, we want to use the
People
building.
will take advantage of it,
Yeah.
you know, so.
So we just said, most of the groups that we work with and that would be serviced by this area is Sugar and Kirkland townships. Moving on to 12, scheduling use of the pavilion. Towards the bottom, there's or the middle, the management scheduling a neighborhood center concessions and the pavilion, whether free or rented, will be provided by, I believe right now, it says the bridge. I think it should say the town.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we just switch out bridge with the town, using an online calendar, for example, Google Calendar, or other services, and then the qualifying statement at the end, that can be viewed by the town is not necessary. That can be struck.
And it's because for those that are rented for pay, they have to come up here and pay anyway. And when the park board had it before and they wanted everybody to email them, there were some upset people that they weren't answering their emails, they couldn't get a hold of anybody, they already come in, we'd have to tell them, well, we're not supposed to make your reservation for you. So there were some frustrated people. And so when somebody comes in, it's just a one-stop booking, filling out the paperwork, paying, getting a receipt right then and there. It just makes it a lot better for people wanting to rent it.
Yeah, I have no,
Dave, do we want it to
No,
say that it can be?
right
on the
now,
bridge?
it has
Do we want us
the
to
bridge
switch
and
those
town
words that the bridge can view it?
both being responsible for scheduling the rental and use of the pavilion, and I don't think I think this was the way it was given to me.
You're right. There's some relic sense in here from when we first generated this document
Yeah.
a couple of years
And the
ago.
bridge can let me know anytime they want one. Like, we have an online calendar that you can go on anytime and see when something is booked.
So are
for
we
the
gonna
park.
just make it the town? Will
Yeah,
handle it?
we'll just keep on doing it, and anytime that they want me to mark off dates for them, we can easily do that. We have an online calendar. You guys can see anytime what you guys have told us to.
I can look at it right now.
Right, so
Yeah,
if it's
It's on the
public,
website,
then
yeah.
Carla and I keep it up
public
as
or
soon
the
as
bridge
somebody
can
books
look at
something.
it and verify.
Does the
it.
bridge have like set dates they do things? Because if it's something that comes up and it's rented, might want to get them dates in.
Yeah, typically.
Yeah, they,
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
have a schedule, yeah.
typically Saturday nights, but again, if you get a rental, we have other places we can go. We'd rather do it as the exception rather than the rule, but
You guys are putting up the capital, so I would hate to not
Right.
let you guys, even if we have a rental, we're just telling them it's not
Yeah.
available, and usually they go to the next day or the next weekend.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know, you guys deserve
We're-
to have it too, I mean, especially.
yeah, we're flexible, especially when the weather's nice. We could meet other places and do other things, so.
Or if they wanted a Saturday and the bridge could switch it and we met on Friday night, I mean, there's maybe some things we'd be willing to do.
I think it'll happen very seldom now.
So, you know what I'm saying, though, we just
Yeah.
never know, but.
Unless somebody come in and be like, we really wanna have our wedding reception there.
On that
please,
Saturday.
please, it has to be that one, I might call you and be like,
Yeah.
is there any flexibility for you guys? But generally, I'd probably tell them it was already rented for you, you know.
Once the newness wears off, then the rentals will wear off, you know. But people, when they see a new building, they'll.
Well, and now-
rent replicas.
Now there's distillery down here, the tasting room is renting a room too. Did you guys know that?
Oh, the rent the old place?
Uh-huh. Yeah. It doesn't have a kitchen, like ours has a kitchen, but it's not, there's not a kitchen out there either at the park, so. So yeah, there's gonna be some competition there. And not everybody's gonna want theirs at a distillery, but I'm sure it's very nice. I haven't been in there. But I'm sure it's very nice.
Is this the one down by Carmel Engineering?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've been in there.
Okay, so yeah, if we could
Get a tour.
put the town in for that, I think we're all in agreement with that. Moving on to 13, prohibited use, I don't have any problem with that. The middle sentence, the second sentence in that paragraph, just seems like it doesn't really apply to the bridge or this lease. It's a good idea, but I think it could be struck from the document completely. 'Cause the
That
first-
provision sentence.
Yes, this provision shall not prohibit the town's sale of alcohol or tobacco for the concession area, which shall be under the exclusive use and control of the town, which is already covered in the document. But if you wanna leave it in, that's fine too, but I just didn't think it was.
If the town's thinking they might wanna do it, I think you ought to leave it in, so there's no question. I was sort of surprised that you wanted that in there, but
Another thing to consider is if you want people to be able to rent it to have, and we get questions here sometimes,
Weddings
hey, can we
and
rent it
stuff.
for yard sales, or can we rent it to have a Mary Kay sale? We
That's,
don't rent it for people to sell stuff in here.
that's the last sentence would cover that, where the town
Yeah,
would make a blanket decision, but we would also say, hey, we don't really want this, and you can take that into consideration.
Okay, I have a question.
It is illegal or illegal in a government.
If you're discussing the alcohol though, and you guys are mentioning that concession stand, I'm thinking of Kirk's Crossing.
Yeah.
Like, would they do alcohol out of that concession stand, and that's what we're saying, no alcohol in the building?
I don't know, that's up to the town. See,
That's what I'm asking,
wouldn't
that's
be a
why,
bridge
why was it
decision.
on our,
I don't know.
I didn't know if we wanted it on our,
This may be something that the
Document.
town, if this goes forward, it's something the town.
but I don't know
would
that
decide.
we won't do it, but I just
No.
don't know if it needs to be in that part of
Are we
it,
gonna be renting it out for weddings and stuff too?
anything.
well, but
Because
this
that would
is
indicate
talking
that
about
you
the
can't have
concession
alcohol if you won't
area.
rent it out for a wedding.
That's right.
You know,
Only
we're
this-
gonna limit
But
ourselves.
that's only the concession area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This provision shall not prohibit the town's sale of alcohol or tobacco from the concession area,
Oh, okay, I see what you're
and
saying.
which area shall be under the exclusive use and control of the town.
Remember?
It's my understanding that was always the plan, was,
You're right. The bridge was never to infringe into the concession area,
Mhm.
physically or operationally.
yeah, I mean, you may decide that you just don't like the idea of having alcohol and tobacco sold by the town. I mean, that's up to you guys.
and it's not really, it's the Legion, but it's on town property, so that's you guys are supporting it. For Kirk's Crossing, I mean,
Oh.
when they have their beer garden.
So it's
Yeah.
okay to stay. It was just kind of weird that it was in here, but I understand why you need it as part of the building document.
Okay, I got you.
Concession area.
Okay, okay.
So I don't think it doesn't hurt the bridge to have
Okay.
it stay.
That's why
I'm just trying to weed
I was
out.
confused when you were talking about it again, so that's why I asked.
Okay.
Kirk's Crossing, you sold alcohol out that window.
Well, that's gonna be the
Right.
town's decision, not
Yeah.
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, so that'll be,
Okay, but I'm
Jay, what do you
they
think about
have
just
an
taking the
effect.
word town out of that one sentence? Cause the town is not the one selling. The town would not be the one selling the alcohol or the tobacco. Wouldn't it be just better if this provision shall not prohibit the sale of alcohol or tobacco from the concession area? Which would be under the exclusive use and control of the town.
I mean, we can take out the word town, I don't have a problem with that, though.
We're just
I guess the
leaving it
way
there.
I look at it is it's your concession area,
It's our
and if it's being
concession,
sold there,
but we're not the ones selling.
Selling it, right,
you don't have the license.
Yeah.
Alright, well, then you
Then
guys
you would
need
have, and
to
you'd have,
come up with
actually, for
rules.
either one of them, you have to have a
Where's the
license.
liability
We
in
don't
that?
get the
Liability.
money and we don't, we're not the ones selling it.
And we
As a
take out-
town, you guys need to come up with your own rules then for the building.
Yeah,
Well, and I guess that's not part of our lease.
Right, that's something that you guys can
Where's
address
the
at that time.
liability in that?
okay. Talk about that later.
Yep.
14, use and allocation of rental and fee income.
Can I tell you how it's written, how much of a ginormous chaotic headache that would be? For us to be able to figure out how much of the bridge that Duke bill would be. And then, I pay bills on time. I would then do they pay us? Because as the clerk treasurer, I'm not gonna let somebody else have my login to make a payment that I'm responsible for. So, do you know what I mean? Like, I agree that, you know, maybe they should have paid for the days that they have rented it, but at the end of the day, that's just making a mess up in this office, because, you know, oh, okay, well, you had it for 4 hours,
No.
or 1 day,
You know, that's why I did days.
okay?
And plus, you know, you don't turn off, the meter doesn't stop. That's the
No.
other reason why I did days instead of.
True, but say they have it 3 days, so I'm supposed to say, okay, there's 31 days this month, and that's what percentage that I, you know, and then, oh, hey, I need a check from you guys to receipt it in then before I pay it. You know what I mean? And then what if they don't pay? Do we sue them? You know what I mean?
You victim.
Well, I just, you know, and I'm not gonna give them the password that I go and make payments on bills, because it's in the town's name and it's my responsibility to pay
Have
those.
you thought of something that might work?
No, I haven't, but this is gonna be,
Well, what I was trying to do was allocate costs. That's
I
what I thought I was tasked to do.
I know, and I see what you're trying to do.
You know, you're gonna have to do math. I mean,
Well, and math
if
is
you're gonna
fine.
split it.
But, you know, when are they gonna have to be, when do they have to have payment up here then, for their portion of it? You know?
Wouldn't you know if they're gonna do it 3 days, you could just try to rent them?
Well, sometimes they might have it more than we know in advance, possibly.
And is this only on months when rent doesn't make enough to pay? And if rent made twice as much the month before than you needed to pay,
Right.
but you don't this month, then we still owe after
And it's
the
my
gift of the
understanding,
building?
you guys just need
I
to
struggle
have a
with that.
construction agreement to move forward, right? Where all the other things could be decided later, am I understanding you guys correctly on that? Or does the construction and the other agreement have to be in one document?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't have to
in
be in one document, but
I
I do
know
think we need
that
a lease agreement.
Utilities are an issue, and it may be minor, there may be some hoops to jump through, but, you know, long term, if we go through the construction phase and then get to the lease phase and hit a hurdle where you say, hey, now you gotta pay half the utilities, well, we don't wanna be in that position either, so we'd like to have a
rough idea or
pretty
something.
close, you know, so I mean, obviously, from our standpoint, we'd like to say, we'd like to allocate 100% to the town, but we understand, and you mentioned in some previous meetings that there's gonna be funding issues coming up in the next few years, and we don't wanna be caught between a rock and a hard place, and not be able to, and end up holding the bag and having to,
Which
pay
brings
for all
me
the
to,
utilities.
have you guys, because I watched the last live stream when I was out, have you guys decided what fund you're gonna take that 30,000 or less from? Did you look at your funds and decide where you're gonna pay it from?
No, I have not looked at that yet.
Cause I'll need to know where you guys wanna take it.
Because I'm waiting to see if this gets done. That's why I've not looked at the funds yet. So that's why I've not done anything.
So right now, and then perhaps what we might need is to meet again, separate from the town council, and hammer out like what are utilities for this building, or what should we expect from a building of that size, that use? You know, just make some assumptions of use and say it's gonna be $600 a month or $800.
And there's gonna be several days that nobody's in there that Mindy mentioned getting a thermostat that could be controlled.
Yeah, we
That,
keep
that
it
would
either-
help,
Keep things from freezing, or keep,
you know, because some people
Definitely.
rent it, are they gonna go there and leave in January when it's 20 degrees out, they gonna let the kids just leave the doors open? In the summer, they gonna let, you know, cause I won't be there to be like, we don't live in a barn.
Right, so.
You know, after 6 months, you know, of summer, 6 months of winter, we'll have a good idea of what it's gonna cost in there. Until then, we're just guessing,
Exactly,
you know.
exactly.
We need to come up with some type of agreement during the process of learning the way it's going, and then go back on it and figure something out. You know, I guess it's gonna be a trial by error. I guess we just
Or do you just come up with a flat fee for them for utilities for each month?
But we don't know what the average would be.
Right, we don't. I can tell you what this building is, and I can tell you this month
And there
the
might
sewer
never
payment
be a
was
problem of-
$2,000, but who knows?
And if it goes like it should, you know, there might never be a problem of paying utilities, cause people will be renting it, hopefully.
Yeah, and that's one thing we wanted to clarify. Let's say utilities for the year are $8,000 and money coming in from rentals are $6,000, so you have a $2,000 deficit.
And another thing is you guys are going to be, you know, there's already not a big park budget, so usually rentals out there go into the park fund. You guys are, I mean, that's also being lost here. There's not a lot that, I mean, I think so far this year, I have to look, but I think it's $700 or $800 that it's made for the park, but with such a small park budget that Billy has to work with, any little bit helps. So now, taking those and putting them towards the utilities, that's gonna be a loss out of the park fund.
And then there's a lot of different rentals for different events, you know. I think we need to look at the average price of everywhere else too, because all we had was a shack out there, a cement building, you know, and we kept it at a set price.
Just like when you guys
Yeah.
remodeled in here, you increased the price.
Right, because if we're renting it, say, whatever that rent is, for a wedding, you know, wedding venues are $5,000 just for the building, you know, not that we would rent it like that, but I'm just saying that I think for weddings, it'd have to be a little bit different for things like that. Just sort of have a range of,
And
depending
that's,
on what you're renting it
I think
for.
that's in the category of the town council can decide their
Right.
rules. And we already have them for in here, so you can use that as a guideline and tweak it for the park. So that's a
I
discussion you ought to
have
have.
a question or statement on this.
Yeah,
For starters, I'm the treasurer of the bridge, and yeah, right now, we're sitting on some pretty good money to get this project going. Once we're done with this project, we're gonna turn a $250,000 project building over to you guys. Our funds coming in barely covers what we do for the kids. Back up here, you're wanting to maybe charge us a little bit on utilities and things, but you're gonna let every 4-H club and everybody else, civic organization, nonprofit, like the bridge is, use it scot-free. So, and I understand, I think that's a good move to let these civic groups use it free, 4-H clubs and things like that. I also feel like the bridge should fall under that part of the agreement
You guys
too.
had a bill though at downtown, right? It's been a while.
And what?
Did you guys have a bill downtown, a utility bill? I think you did. You didn't just have stormwater only, right?
At the,
Yeah.
when we were up
You had a
there?
water bill.
yeah, water bill and internet
It's
bill.
been a few years since you
Internet
guys were there. I
bill,
was trying to
electric
think.
bill is all separate. Right, and you, I mean, you're basically building and giving the town a building.
Mhm.
So, I mean, there's just so much in that I think we all need to figure out, because I just wish I knew, you know, I wonder what an average building is like that, because it takes a long time to reach $250,000 in electric, I would think. But then you don't wanna put it all on the town neither, and that, I mean,
Especially when it's also going to be hurting the park fund. That's the side that I see that, you know, maybe not everybody's thinking about. Yeah, it's gonna be going to pay that bill, but then that's gonna be taken out of the park, what the park can make.
Well, if you look back in section 11, the nonprofit organizations can use it,
but they have to pay utilities.
but they have to pay a fee for the utilities.
That's part and parcel to what, we would like that struck from the document, but I get it. They can come up here and use it for free, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, this is just a flat rental up here.
No, for 4-H club.
Oh, nonprofits, yes. Nobody can sell anything up here. But yes, nonprofits can come up here.
So no one would go there if they had to pay even 30 or 40, they might, but they'd be more likely to go to a church or this community center. If they're required to pay a utility fee.
That is a very good point.
I mean, this is gonna be spray foaming, right?
Yep.
I mean, this building's gonna be airtight. Just my experience, it's mine only. I don't know where the electric would be an issue until Kirk's Crossing. But then we get fees from anybody pulling off them towers out there. I don't think it's gonna be crazy. I wouldn't think it would be crazy. I think that maybe come up with something and then we just have to take another look at it once it starts. I can't see a building not being used, temperature controlled.
Or do we do
Brand
the
new-
first year for nothing, cause
Right.
we see what the average
Right,
is,
brand new
and then,
electricity. I mean, I just can't see it not being efficient. I can't see it being very expensive.
Could we revisit it after a year and be like, okay, this is what your average was throughout the year, and so, would that work? For the first year, don't charge them,
You guys can decide whatever you want.
because it is an
And
unknown, nobody
And
knows.
then maybe adjust rentals then if it doesn't work out, rental prices. I mean, we don't wanna out rent, then we don't have no rental, but we don't wanna cut ourselves short neither on rent.
Yeah, this is
It's
something, yeah, maybe, there's gonna be an agenda, you guys probably need to talk about all this stuff, or shoot me ideas and I can put together,
But
You
for it,
what you
for it
guys
to
are
work
thinking
too, we
about.
have to make it welcoming. We have to, not really advertise, but we have to let people know it's out there for them. We don't, only people that rent the one that's there now are people that live in town to know about it. I mean, we don't want people from everywhere coming, I understand.
and that's why to limit.
But if
to
we're
the
waiting-
Kirkland
Right, but
Township sugar
if
free.
we plan on paying the bills with our town, it'll never get paid. Our town will not support any business to that magnitude of a bill. And it's not because our town doesn't like anybody in our town, it's just, that's just how it is. We're
We
a
do get
small
more
town.
rentals for we get more rentals from out of town for the community center than we do from, I mean, there's a few
Yeah.
people in town, but it's mostly out of town people that rent town
But
hall.
you're talking paid rental. I
Yeah.
mean, that building would be available to somebody from Michigan if they wanted to come in here and have a wedding.
Right,
Anyone could rent the building.
that's what we'd have to
Free
somehow
is
be able
gonna be
to rent.
Kirkland and Sugar Creek Township civic organizations only. Free.
Right, but if we were just limiting it to Kirkland and Sugartown, we wouldn't.
No.
It wouldn't be worth it,
Right, that's
Now,
just
anybody can rent
the
it
definition of
for
the civic
pay,
ordinance.
yeah.
you know?
And one last thing, I think I made this analogy before, and I know with budgets tightening and everything, I kind of likened it to like The Price is Right. You get on there and you win a Lamborghini, you don't have two nickels to rub together and you have to pay the taxes on the car, right?
Yeah.
We don't want that scenario where you can't afford to keep the building or it's a burden. We want this to be something that's positive for the community, and so I just hope it's the right fit and the right time, so.
And we don't wanna agree to something that's gonna get us in trouble down the road where we can't come up with the funds to pay part of the rent. That we don't know from one day to another.
Now, will that up the property taxes on that property?
No,
Pay
there are
property
none.
taxes.
There is none? Okay,
For a
that's exactly
municipality.
right.
Yeah.
So then all we really have is the electric and upkeep.
We pay a stormwater, a county storm fee. Drainage.
And what liability do we have on the other building? Would that be the same on this one?
I mean, I would assume, I don't work at the county level, but,
No, I mean, but being a bigger building. with
oh,
a-
it's gonna increase our insurance, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and it'll also increase your stormwater fee a little bit, because it's based on your, impervious surface.
Yeah, so, and, as soon as it's ready to be insurable, I have to add that to our insurance, so, and that's another unknown is how much that's going to be. Because I'm sure he'll need certain information about that to be able to add that to our policy.
What would you like to do, Dave? What would you like to do next, or?
Those are the only changes and edits and discussion that we wanted to have tonight, I think, in this, and I know we'll get all these things back to you in a document with those comments shown,
Okay.
not black and white or red line.
Okay,
So you need
comments
to
that you
just
can
get back
follow.
together with your committee, with the four of you?
Possibly,
And iron
yeah,
through.
once it may take a while for the council to meet and discuss other things, I guess, but, yeah, that's, so, thank you.
And also, one last thing, keep in mind that since you guys seem to be dedicating up to 30,000, it was not, this is all happening after the budget's always done in the summer and in the fall. So this is all after budget for 2026 is done. So whatever you decide to do, whatever fund, provided you find, I mean, you'll just have to tell me what you want, but you're gonna have to do an additional appropriation
Right.
when the time comes. Because this is happening after budget season.
Right.
Now we're just waiting on our 1782, which is, the state saying, we okay your budget.
Okay.
Thank you.
Dave, if you're Bill, anybody went out there and probed around where you're gonna do all this work yet?
There's been some interesting things found out there, I think.
I feel like the only place we're gonna have an issue is gonna be on the, west wall. Cause we're moving 4 feet farther west than what the concrete block building is. We're getting very close to that old foundation. And the
I
two
don't
buildings.
recall anybody hauling any brick away. That old building was big, tall, old. They might have hauled a lot of it away, but I don't remember any of that being hauled away.
No, I think it was
Dumped in the basement.
basement.
Once we get closer, get things nailed down and get things progressing, we're gonna have someone come out and town's permission, probe some holes along the foundation line, especially the west side.
Is the building going deeper back
How many years
on the
ago,
west side?
4
I
feet.
mean, it's been 40, 50 years since they tore that down?
Yeah, early
I'd say more
70s.
like 50, wouldn't it?
It's early 70s,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because where my office is was the old Methodist church. And we filled the side lot twice now, as it's, they were supposed to not do that, and they did.
Mhm.
And
Well, I know that nothing was buried very deep out there because the Lions Club took possession of the property in the early 70s. And I got tasked with the job of digging holes to put the basketball goals up.
mhm.
And that's on the other side of the driveway. But we ended up having to get torch in there to cut rebar and pull chunks of concrete out. It wasn't buried, it wasn't 6 inches under the ground.
Mhm.
And then on the far north side of the whole place, the steps that went down into the locker rooms, when the dirt all settled, the steps were there. They were never taken out.
Mhm.
And I don't, may still be there.
Billy's had to
Maybe
cut
it's
some
covered
stuff, had some stuff cut off before. If it's
Yeah, it's been
kitchen
a,
sinks and plumbing or something he's had to cut out.
it's been a major problem anytime you wanna do anything out there. But no, we're gonna be very close to that concrete wall that I'm sure is probably still there. And, the two contractors that I have talked with, they realize that there could be a problem putting posts in there, digging footings. But to go east of that area, there was nothing out there. It's always been grass. So,
Be interesting.
yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on then. Our next item is our sanitary sewer rehabilitation project. We have an invoice from Commonwealth Engineering in our packet. Our invoice number is 64740. The amount of the invoice is $2,391.76. I have a motion on the floor
Second.
and a second by Craig. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion
Okay.
carries.
Are you first, Maggie?
Yes. Billy, anything on the park?
No, other than just we're in the process of, winterizing all of the park.
Okay.
The pickleball nets have been taken down, the poles supporting them. I've got all of that stored in the shop, and the gates going onto the court have been padlocked to keep people from getting in, bicycles and skateboards and stuff like that. That's all secured and locked up, so, but other than, just waiting on delivery times for the new playground equipment for the park. Some will be ready sooner than others. So we're just waiting on the dates from the manufacturers. We will get all of that in.
At this point, I'm hoping not till spring.
Right,
Yeah.
cause yeah.
And some of them did have, what, 10 to 12 week lead times?
Yeah, there was, some of them had 2 to 4, some of them had 6 to 8, and there was a couple items that had 10 to 12, so.
Right, so that would put us at least closer to
Early,
spring.
early spring.
Yeah,
Do you got any room for all them boxes?
I'll just have to find a place to store them, tarp them up if I have to, and go from there.
it's possible I'll just deliver it all together. That would be the best thing, so that you can just take it straight to the park.
You can use my RV for it.
Oh, you're gonna be gone, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be undercover, I mean, you
Yeah.
know, but if you want to store it there.
Well, I mean, if worst comes to worst, we can put it underneath that open air pavilion. We can move those picnic tables around and store everything under roof. It'll be open, but it'll be under roof if I have to.
Right, and still throw a tarp over it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whichever. It's over there,
but I appreciate it.
no problem.
We're gonna move on to our next item. Do we have anything else to add to stormwater, Billy, or?
No.
Okay. And we're ready for you for a utility superintendent?
I gave you the updates from October and November. You've had a chance to look over those, read through them. I don't have anything to add to either one. The biggest issue we've got is the UV disinfection system at the wastewater plant. I've been in conversations with Trojan. They are outrageously proud of their stuff because it's a single place, so there's no competition. I've got one of the banks of UV lights that needs to be completely rewired and resealed. And just to have a technician show up and diagnose a problem is $1,600, just for him to show up. That doesn't include repair, and it doesn't include another trip, which would be another charge of $1,600. So I am in the process of talking to Brian Jones, to see, what we can do to have them rewire it, reseal it, rework it, because it's definitely gotta be a lot cheaper.
Where are they coming from, Alaska?
Indianapolis.
$1,600?
$1,600 just for the guy to come out and diagnose it. It doesn't include parts, doesn't include labor, doesn't include a return.
Must be a very specialized thing.
Well, there's no competition. There's no other companies that do. I mean, when you have a Trojan UV system, you're stuck with it. Their home office is in Canada. They have another office now in, I think it's Michigan or Minnesota. But yeah, and then they work out of, H.P. Thompson out of Indianapolis is where the tech comes from. But all he does, but yeah, they're outrageously priced. And to replace one bank, of lights, complete with housing, turnkey ready, is around $5,000 just for one bank. So I'm gonna see if we can get it, repaired, rewired, redone. But that's, of course, won't need it until April the 1st, so,
We've got time to look into it
yeah,
then.
we got plenty of time. But other than that, that's everything that I have on a major scale. Everything else is just kinda, routine. Nothing out of the ordinary. We've got everything mowed in town, so they're coming to pick up the mower this week, to get new blades, belts, change all the fluids and all that stuff and service it for next year, so. Other than that, that's it. Got the seat covered in the truck.
Looks nice.
Mike Wallace did a good job.
He did do a
And
good
it
job.
was cheap. He only charged $600. He ended up covering the whole seat.
Looks
Had to
really
rebuild
nice.
it from the frame up.
It looks great now.
Yeah,
Looks great.
so.
It was pretty warm. It was bad.
It was so bad.
Looks better than the original, don't
It
Looks
looks,
brand new.
yeah, it looks brand new, but I mean, he did a good job, cheap, but he did a good job. So now we're just, during the winter, get a new door panel, get all the rust taken care of on the wheel wells on the bed, so. I'd like to keep that truck for a few more years. Probably get rid of the dump truck. Or, it's not budgeted for next year, but for 27, we'll need to budget for a new dump truck.
How many miles is on your truck?
60.
And it's a
It's a 13.
13.
Okay.
That's all I have.
All right, Justin, do you want to do our marshal?
Sure.
Okay.
Uh,
Or any updates?
Jay, the new deputy, he's got entered into his 80-hour retraining down at ILEA, so he'll be, once he's recertified there, he'll be starting, what Brendan told me. He didn't give me the stat sheet, so I don't have that for you.
Oh, that's okay then.
And then the maintenance on the car, I got the stuff to repair the spotlight in there. I just came back last Friday with my first shift, so it'll be repaired by probably this weekend. I'll have done.
Okay,
So
thank you for doing that.
yeah, you're welcome. Other than that, I think everything's good.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We're gonna move to, Tara with the clerk treasurer items.
Hey, you guys have a revenue report and appropriation report. Mindy has signed the monthly statement of reconciled accounts, which is the big statements. Here is your billing adjustments for October, which you guys already have a copy of, but this one you guys need to sign. And then your allowance of accounts payable vouchers will be next. And lastly, your APV vouchers. And while you're doing that, if you just wanna listen, you don't have to decide anything. The thermostat in here, like, it was super cold in here, so we had to have somebody come look at it. And Billy can tell you what was wrong, cause I'm a girl and don't remember. But, but what exactly did he say the part that keeps going bad?
The exhaust motor,
Okay. Can you explain what he tried to explain to me
well,
that day you were?
he just said the exhaust motor stuck. And it seizes up during the summer when you're not using the heat portion of it. And then when you turn the heat portion on, the exhaust prevents the heat exchanger from
Okay,
firing up, so that's why we didn't have any heat in here for about 2 or 3 weeks, so.
And to fix it, he was saying what, 800 to 1,000?
More or less, yeah.
He wasn't quite sure. He was just giving us a ballpark.
I
So
try to tell everybody to start your furnace once or twice in the summertime. Cause that venter motor, they do kinda seize up if you don't. Before you start it, get up there and make sure it's free, right back and forth, kinda like crusts up.
what,
Okay.
upstairs?
Yes, you can physically break them loose and then spin it and then turn it on and it'll be fine. People don't think to do that, and you think, well, why should you, but they do.
Okay.
Same way with the flame sensor, every year they need cleaned.
I don't know anything about this.
From the furnace guy.
I just knew that it was so cold, we couldn't rent this out and freeze people.
But he got it spinning now, didn't he?
Yes, and he said it probably won't
Till next
show itself again until next year.
It's
So-
not making any noise now though.
It never was making any noise.
It won't once it freezes up, but when you get it freed up, if it's making like a bearing noise, then you need to replace it, but if it's not, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, it wasn't
Okay.
making any noise or racket of any kind.
But there's
Uh-uh.
2 furnaces up there,
Yeah,
so,
but there's 2 separate units. You got
Yes.
one for this room
Yeah.
and then the other one for the rest of the building. And it was the one for this unit in here.
My office is fine.
But yeah, once he freed it up, of course, those bearings are sealed. And once he got it moving, I mean, it was just running like a top, so.
So you'll probably hear about it again next year, at which time, I don't know if you guys are going to go ahead and have it fixed, or
you don't need to have it fixed. In the middle of the summer, start your furnace up.
remember
Okay.
that, Billy,
Yeah.
start my furnace up.
And I like to take the cover off, it's got a little wheel on it,
Yeah, you
and
can
mess with it and make sure it's freed up and spin it, then start the furnace and let it run just a little bit. And people don't think to do that.
Have we done that at home, Billy?
Did
Maybe
he,
we should.
did he clean the flame sensors too?
I haven't got the invoice for it yet.
Not that I'm aware of, he just came for that one
Yeah.
to get heat going. Now, I don't know, he stayed up there a pretty good while, so I don't know what all he done.
Nice guy. Okay, so there's that. And then end of year meeting date. I know it's only November, but would you guys like to go ahead and set it? There's always that end of year that we need for like encumbrances or last minute invoice, whatever.
I think last year we did it on 23rd, didn't we?
Or the 29th,
Yeah, it's usually towards
the very end.
Christmas is on what, a Thursday?
I know it was close to a holiday.
Yeah, it's always between Christmas and New Year's.
So the 29th is a Monday. Do you wanna try to schedule it on the Monday, the 29th?
That would be good. Yeah, because we'll be closed New Year's Eve, so.
December 29th.
December 29th, at 7? You guys wanna do earlier? That'll be a special meeting I advertise.
We can do this 6 o'clock if you want.
6?
Yeah.
Best meeting of the year.
The last one. And then we start all over. Okay, and then the last thing that I have is you guys know that there's all these last minute invoices that come in.
You want me to make a motion on these or?
Well, I'll just read them out loud because I assume
Okay.
you guys don't have.
I do.
Oh, you have them?
Yeah.
Go for it, sister.
I make a motion that, I'm gonna read off the following invoices. Voice Systems in the amount of $29.30. Dollar General in the amount of $26.20.
Wait, back up. And no, the boys, that was for shipping. It's $666.30.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't highlight that at the bottom. $660.30, yeah.
$666.30, yeah.
And then Dollar General was $26.20. And Marion Chronicle Tribune is $44.52. Witham is $84. And Menards is, well, there's 2 of them with Menards. $50.97 and then $41.83.
The $41.83, is actually, there was some things the same day that it was returned, so we only owe the $16.44. I probably forgot to circle that for you guys.
So it's only $16.44 on the second invoice?
Mm-hmm. $25.39 was returned the same day.
Okay.
So we never had to pay for it.
And then the first one is still $50.97, we still owe that one, okay. So I make a motion that we, approve these invoices.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second, all those in favor, raise your right hand, motion carries.
That's it, that's all I've got.
We have, 2 leak adjustments this month, William Scott and Joanne Litton.
Joanne didn't have a leak, because she planted or watered grass seed. Billy Scott, he wrote down old pipes leaking, repaired, and he's asking for,
The 2 months,
I guess.
and now it's only $46.68. On his.
Yeah, it looks like Carla
Okay,
did both months on that,
Okay.
so it doesn't.
That's not bad.
Much, but.
I make a motion that we accept both of these, adjustments.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all those in favor, raise your right hand, motion carries.
What was the adjustment on Joanne?
Hers is, 158.42,
That's just for the sewer portion.
the sewer portion.
Just the sewer portion?
Yes,
Nothing taken off on the water?
Absolutely not.
nope, just sewer. Yeah,
Kind of frank.
Carla had on the form that said no on the water, so she only did the sewer part of it, so she wrote that out.
And I've trained her, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, she writes them out, I told her to write them out, like I always did, so it wouldn't look so Greek to you guys, maybe, how she come up with her numbers. And then she verifies it by comparing what she came out with manually to what Keystone shows that amount would have been too.
Okay. Does the council have anything?
I just wondered if, did you get a hold of Dan Sheets, or is anybody about?
That was in Billy's report. He's waiting to hear from Dan Sheets, correct?
Still waiting.
It's been, what, 3-4 months?
It's been a while.
He ain't gonna hear nothing from
I wonder if I sent him an email, you think he'd respond? Can we try to send him an
Yeah.
email? See if he'll respond to me?
Every time I get a response from him, it's always, we have no money.
or it's not ours.
Not our problem.
Yeah, not our
I'll
problem.
see if I
but
get
we
a
have no money.
response.
Okay, Tara to send an email.
No, they're too worried about AI plants and stuff like that. They'll find out.
Mhm.
The only thing I was gonna just check with you guys on, I don't have a verification on this, but if there is a date available for, the council and family and our police and all of our workers to attend, like a Christmas thing at Booker's, it'd probably be during the week. Would you guys want me to check on that to see if she has a date available? Would you guys be interested in doing that, or?
It's hard for me to find anything anymore.
I mean, does everybody else want me to say yes, and then if
Yes.
you guys can, you can come, if you can't, it's okay, I mean, okay. I gotta see if she has anything open. She does a lot of Christmas parties, so I don't know if she's got anything open at this point.
And during the week, I think,
She might,
because everybody gets so busy during the Christmas season, myself included, I think during the week.
would be easier for us to do
Like,
during the.
would you be able to come during the week easier during the Christmas season than on a weekend? You're gonna come,
Yeah,
Justin,
probably.
right?
Okay,
But I don't know, I got basketball starting,
So-
but that's during the week, but all the games are on the weekend, so yeah, it would
Okay.
be easier, yeah.
I'll just see if we can even make it work, it's kind of last minute, but I'll check with Jennifer at Booker's and
Like,
ask.
Kyson, he also has basketball practice in Sheridan on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so maybe a Monday or a Wednesday.
Okay,
I think that would be nice.
is there, anything else before I close the meeting? Okay, meeting closed. Thank you, guys.
Yep, I'm on 9. Nick's on.
Yeah,
Okay.
This guy was up here the other day.
I'll look at the statute again, but my recollection is,
Drainage thing.
It was stiff today.
You didn't remind me, 'cause I got a copy of that.
Been in a crossroads all day.
Where at?
Same limits, in the ditch.